A new perspective on getting rich, 15 reasons why it's actually easy. Statistics show that the world is getting a new millionaire every 21 seconds and one new billionaire every day. In the past 10 years, the world has seen an increase of over 100,000 new billionaires. In 2016 alone, 2,197 new billionaires were created. The US is home to more than a quarter of these new millionaires and billionaires. Throughout this video, you will be enlightened on why there are so many rich people in the world and how it is possible for you to achieve that same level of success. Here's 15 reasons why getting rich is super easy. Number 1. Our entire economy is based on consumption, so money needs to flow. At this point in time, economies rely on consumption. If people don't keep spending money, then everything crumbles. That's why this year you'll spend more than you would have last year, and that's what consumers always do, they spend. But it's important to know that being rich doesn't just happen. If you want to get rich, all you have to do is shift from being a consumer to being a creator. It sounds simple, but the reality is that most people don't realize they're stuck in their current situation and will never get out of it without even realizing. Consumers spend money, creators make money. Build anything and sell it. In this economy, you're either a producer or a consumer. If you're producing, your revenue will come in the form of selling the things you create to consumers. Money floats above both the producers and consumers in order to reach those at the top of their respective class. Number 2. Technological revolutions are happening fast. 20 years ago, the internet became popular and led to many people accessing it. It revolutionized offline businesses by bringing them online. 10 years ago, social media made a huge impact, and soon people started watching other people do cool things rather than sitting in front of the TV. It's been a few years since blockchain first started getting traction, and although it's not currently mainstream, it still has the potential to make an impact. Technologies change all the time, and with them come new opportunities. If you understand how they work and position yourself accordingly, then you can build wealth. Number 3. You live in the most abundant period in human history. Maybe we are witnessing the greatest era in human history. Poverty is a choice, not a necessity in this time period. There's never been more to enjoy and live for than there is now. More people die from being overweight than from starving or lack of access to water, and you can find an endless amount of entertainment opportunities. Nothing is out of your reach. You go to bed at the end of the day having a sense of peace, safe in your home and even with what's going on in the world. You feel pretty removed from it because honestly you're probably shielded from most of them. There's never been as much money in the economy as there is today, it's just a case of grabbing your share of it. As long as you are willing to put your hand out and reach into the flow of money, there is enough to go around for everyone. Number 4. 1 in 10 people is rich. There are 22 million millionaires in the US alone. Despite the popular belief that you must be special to have an extraordinary talent or some other trait that guarantees a successful future, it is not always so. In fact, out of every 1,000 people, about 100 will become rich, and you just have to make sure you're one of them. It has been proven that there's more chance of someone from your city becoming wealthy than not. If you live in a city with 200,000 people, it means that 20,000 of them will be wealthy. Why not aim to be one of that 20,000? Here's something most people in poverty don't realize. If someone is determined to become successful and willing to invest the time and effort, they are likely to attain success. But most people don't actually go after wealth, they actually go for survival. They put their all into jobs that can provide them with food, shelter and security for the future. In this sense, the race has few participants. If you think about it, how many people around you do you think want to build wealth? Ask them, and you'll be shocked. As it turns out, almost nobody has a plan on how they'll achieve their goals. According to statistics, it takes about 7 years to become rich, no matter where you live in the world, what gender you are, or what color your skin is. This is a well-known truth. 7 years is the average timeline. Number 5. You can work and make money from anywhere in the world. Up until now, humans have always been chained to the workplace. For most of history it was the farm, and then when you moved closer to a factory or office. Now we're free from our work location and can work anywhere we want. This is the first time in human history that chain has been broken. Not only do remote jobs save people money, but they also reduce commuting time and provide a more flexible schedule. Not to mention that you can take on more than one job at a time. It's great to be able to work anywhere in the world. This geographical disparity is going away. For example, If you're from Kenya but have a skill set that matches that of a company's senior developer in the United States or Europe, then you can be a valuable asset for them and earn much more money than what you're earning in your country. Number 6. It's never been easier to invest in the stock market. Making money is tough, but it's even tougher if you don't keep your savings safe. The easiest way to do that is through real estate, but most people don't have the spare cash for a down payment. The second easiest way to get rich is to give your money to the markets you're buying from, so why not be an investor in those companies that share their profits with you? Investing was a lot harder in the past. You needed a broker. They made you believe that this is something you can't do on your own because it involves monitoring the markets 24/7 and looking at charts. All this is just nonsense. Every country has their own set of investing apps. eToro, Revolut, Capital, Fidelity and even Robinhood are among them. Next to your balance you will see Apple as well as Amazon among other highly successful companies that are making great products. With one tap on your screen you can buy stocks in companies for as little as $10. You don't need to invest the full amount to get returns. Find investments that work for you. Just make sure to choose what makes sense for you and your goals. If you're not certain about which to pick, I suggest sticking to the S&P 500 index. Historically, it has consistently returned over 10% per year. Whatever you pick, just make sure it works for your finances because the goal is to grow from here. Number 7. You have access to premium education for cheap or even free. Historically, royal family members were the only ones who could send their children to church and let them learn how to read and write, making them smarter and superior than peasants. They tried to keep the model working with exorbitant college tuition. Large portions of youth are enslaved in debt that has accumulated from student loans. Nowadays, there are many alternatives for you to gain knowledge without having to go to a pricey school. With the use of technology, you can find a lot of online educational resources by using search engines. Some good examples are YouTube videos and lectures from your local public library. You can find a lot of free educational resources on YouTube, including movie clips, presentations and lectures. Sometimes, you may want to visit a site to learn more about something that interests you. You can also check out alux.com, a site that has a ton of free educational videos to check out. Online education has given people opportunities they never had before. It is transforming and revolutionizing the educational system. You no longer have to go to some prestigious school in order to bring in a lot of money and be rich. Number 8. You don't need any money to start making money. People often seem to think that you need money to make money. This isn't true, and it could lead to any movements forward in life being thwarted. Today, you don't need any money at all to make money. The world is open for your taking. You can make money if you trade time, effort, or knowledge. Honestly, some people have done it without any money. Anyone can make money if they have money. You buy a house, you rent it out, congratulations, you're an entrepreneur. But most millionaires today were built with hard work and little to no money. And before you say, well, they were born rich or had connections, 88% of the new millionaires are self-made, meaning they started out poor and built everything up from the bottom. The process of trading time, effort, and knowledge for money and then reinvesting that money is pretty straightforward. Silicon Valley has always glamorized the process of raising money from investors to get your company started. But they have it all wrong. You should never celebrate raising money. How are you celebrating passing on responsibility for a part of your company? The fact you needed to raise money signals your failure to grow organically. Number 9. Automation and software have replaced large teams. It's fascinating to see just how much the world has been changed by software, and it's even more interesting to see how automation is changing the workforce. You can get an accounting software with a monthly fee of $9.99, which takes the workload off of your hands. Instead of hiring an expensive sales team, you could set up an ad campaign. Instead of marketing, you could try to create and promote educational content that's available online. Instead of creating your own products, you could outsource the production process to suppliers, manufacturers that handle everything so that all you need is packaging and shipping. You're surrounded by mass-produced items. Clothing, electronics, and even the food you eat, everything is mass-produced. Your worth in the marketplace increases based on your ability to use the tools at your disposal. Number 10. Hardware is extremely cheap and software is free or almost free. We live in a time when mobile phones can be found for $30 or less. Just think, for that price you have access to the entire world, accessible at any given moment of the day. For $100, you're getting multiple cameras connected to the internet, and this is hard to imagine a few years back because it would cost thousands of dollars. With any of these devices, you could have a YouTube account and learn, you could set up a LinkedIn account to find a job, or you could reach anyone in the world through Facebook or showcase what you do via Instagram or TikTok. Though there has been no mention of any financial barriers to entry in this new world, the only thing that's currently keeping people from moving forward is their lack of effort. Number 11. You can outsource almost everything. If you feel like you're lacking some skills, don't worry because there are experts out there who will gladly trade their expertise for money. You don't need to learn how to design a great logo or create a website, or run ads, or edit videos, or file for trademarks. You can hire people who are experts in these areas on your behalf. Getting rich is a lot of work. Unless you know exactly how this arbitrage works. The easiest way to get rich is pay someone less than the money they're making you. Your goal is to earn more than you pay them. Maximizing your total profits will always be the key. Number 12. Advertising, fame, and community building are available to everyone. Back in the day, people of influence handpicked celebrities. They would decide who would be on TV, who the next big movie star would be, and the next big artist. Those gatekeepers are gone. Fame is easier to obtain than ever before, with the gatekeepers of old no longer holding people back. Once you have gathered enough attention, money typically follows soon after. If you capture the attention of others, then there are different ways that you can monetize that attention, including by charging for it. In the future, we'll start to see influencers split into two groups. There will be those who take pictures, create content for others like billboards, and those who build and grow their own channels like entrepreneurs. The moment these influencers figure out they can sell their own product and keep the profits, instead of making money for other companies, the game really changes. You can save the hassle of starting a company and build an empire overnight. Just ask Kanye West, who went from being close to bankrupt to become a billionaire by borrowing $100 million and starting his own shoe line called Yeezy. Kylie Jenner is also an example of someone who's successful in the beauty industry. She started out selling lip kits through her social media channels. These are extreme cases for sure. However, if you have about 1,000 hardcore fans who can afford to pay $100 a year for your products, as a basic income, then you'll be able to maintain your lifestyle as an artist. You have no excuse not to leverage the tools at your disposal to build a fulfilling life. Number 13. Luck and chance are negotiable. As long as you live, remember this: reality is negotiable. You can live any kind of life that you want as long as you're willing to negotiate in exchange. But what if I'm not fortunate enough? In reality, luck is a random occurrence and should eventually hit you in at least one area of your life. You are here to watch this video today, but it is uncertain whether you can take advantage of that luck or not. Now let's look at this from a different perspective and see what that means. Let's imagine two people with equal abilities, who are of similar race, similar gender, etc. One of the workers is working twice as much as the other one to save up for something. One day, luck shows up and a friend of theirs offers them land for an incredibly cheap price. The one who works regular hours does not have the money to take such a risk, so they decide not to do anything with this opportunity. The other person with savings takes on the opportunity, which results in them becoming richer. Both people in this situation had a chance at the same luck, but they were not in the same position. One was able to capitalize on it more than the other. In both cases, one person has significantly more money saved because they work twice as much as the other who has none because they live paycheck to paycheck. But what if bad luck strikes? Both of them are hit with the same bad luck, needing to have surgery. Someone with enough cash saved up is able to pay for surgery out of their savings and doesn't have to worry about lifestyle changes. While someone without any savings might need to go into debt or sell some assets, inevitably feeling the negative effects in the process, resulting in becoming even poorer. This is why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It all depends on your attitude and effort you put into finding opportunities that may be difficult for others to access. Number 14. No matter how specific, fringe, or weird you think your product is, you will find customers. You might not think it, but there are nearly 7 billion people across the globe. There are still plenty of people with similar interests and abilities as you too. There's a lot more people around than there used to be, so we're splitting off into smaller groups with similar interests. All groups have their buyers and sellers. Consumers generate their profit for the creators of a product. By focusing on your niche audience, you can be successful in this industry. You should be answering the calls of your niche community, as that's where you'll find success. Number 15. Governments are printing money like crazy. From what I've heard, there's a popular joke going around among rich people, that the government will make everyone a millionaire. In the 1990s, according to the Romanian currency at the time, everyone was a millionaire. However, their national currency was devalued. The monthly rent was a couple million leu, or the equivalent of $250. We've all seen what inflation can do to your money. When governments print money at this point, a currency will often lose its value. Many people have noticed that they're paying 30% more for the same grocery basket compared to 2 years ago. Whenever a government prints money, they are actually robbing you of wealth. However, if you think about it, this money is entering the economy. When more money enters an economy, there's more opportunities to make that money as well. Become an expert in what people need, and provide that service to them. If you want to be rich, it's a good idea to make sure you're on the receiving end of someone's spending. Do you honestly think it's easier today to get rich than it was 30 years ago? We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments and let our views on this subject collide. We know you're smart, so it's time to put your skills to use. As for those of you still watching, we saved this bonus just for you. There are only 8 ways to build wealth. Here is the list. 1. Building products. 2. Building a brand. 3. Building a team. 4. Making deals. 5. Trading assets. 6. Accumulating assets. 7. Managing assets. 8. Engineering systems. Many businesses rely on these activities. Consider the list carefully and where your skills can be put to use. Leverage this opportunity to increase your chance of earning more income. Don't get caught up trying to do multiple streams of income. You can become rich without multiple income streams. Actually, that's not how people get rich. It's easy to confuse how rich people make money versus how they invest it. If you know what you're doing, diversifying isn't necessary. Rich people invest all their time, money, and effort into one strategy and use the earnings to climb the income ladder. However, you cannot make money until you've mastered the basics of money. Without a firm understanding of how to manage your finances, you are unlikely to become rich. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe, so you never miss anything.